My name is Lyndsey Pachon. I'm a real estate broker and co-owner of Fall River Property Management. Yesterday, our office received a letter from the Fall River Housing Authority notifying landlords that there's a shortage of funding for the Section 8 program. This letter attributes the shortage to rising costs of utility payments that is outpacing HUD's funding. The letter goes on to request that landlords defer rent increases until further notice. They're asking landlords to cooperate and play a critical role in ensuring that more families can remain housed and the program can continue to operate effectively. I have been a very vocal proponent of landlords working with housing authorities. To provide affordable housing to those in need is a win-win. Landlords are able to rent with reduced financial risk, and voucher holders are able to keep a roof over their head when they might otherwise not have been able to. But this letter comes at an interesting time. The day after the White House's announcement of proposed budget cuts for 2026, which would have to be approved by Congress in order to be implemented. The timing feels like an effort to distract from the actual issue. Because people on both sides of the aisle are having big feelings about the proposed budget cuts, it would be easy to watch the news, quickly read the letter from the Fall River Housing Authority, and blame Trump. I'm not here to defend the federal budget cut or the White House by any means. That feels like it's a little bit above my pay grade. But I'm here today to draw your attention to the wording of this letter from the Fall River Housing Authority and let you know that this is not a result of the proposed federal housing assistance budget cuts. This is a result of poor planning on behalf of the Fall River Housing Authority. Here's how I know. The letter landlords received on May 13th blames increasing utility costs for budgetary shortages and asks landlords to help close this gap by not requesting rent increases to cover their increasing costs so that more families can remain housed. More families. This tells me that they want to continue issuing vouchers that they can't afford to fund. And they shouldn't do that if they can't make good on the commitments that they've already made. Landlord rent increases to Section 8 are not arbitrary. They're based on HUD's 2025 fair market rent values, which were announced in 2024 and shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. I made a strong case to my clients encouraging them to rent to voucher holders based entirely on the fact that even though they will have a government agency dictating improvements to be made to their property, it's worth it because Section 8 always pays. But right now, Section 8 is telling me that their financial planning is no better than the day-to-day household accounting that self-paying tenants do. So what is the upside? And why is the Fall River Housing Authority asking landlords for a favor while continuing to issue vouchers that they can't seem to afford? My reaction here is this. You can't have your cake and eat it too. If you're going to ask landlords to lay low on rent increases, you're going to have to stop issuing new vouchers until you can afford to live up to the commitments you've already made. I want everyone to have a safe home, and I wholeheartedly support efforts to provide affordable housing. But as a business owner, I fundamentally do not like being forced into business agreements with an entity who doesn't feel obligated to live up to their end of the agreement. Fall River Housing Authority has a lot of work to do if they want to rebuild trust with their landlords after sending this letter. We have hundreds of tenants that use Section 8, and we've been happy to work with the housing authorities. I would love to better understand the position that the Fall River Housing Authority finds themselves in. I'd love to use my platform to allow Fall River Housing Authority to preserve the trust that they've earned from landlords over the years of living up to their obligations. If you're an executive at Fall River Housing, I would love to host you in my office so that we can discuss the current situation and the future of Section 8 in Fall River. Please feel free to reach out to my office and we can meet at your convenience. I wouldn't look to cast anyone in a bad light, and I wouldn't want to put anything on the internet that you don't want there. If you misspeak, we can edit it out. I just want to give my listeners and landlords an opportunity to learn what is really going on and make informed decisions about their investment properties. For the rest of my viewers, thank you for tuning in and have a beautiful day.